Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Brian Casella here, BC, sole owner, operator, and host of Supreme Being. Welcome back to another episode. Man, I'm counting the days to the Distinguished Agent Summit coming up here November 5th and 6th. I'm excited. We have a ton of people confirmed to go. The event is just going to be unbelievable. So I'm really looking forward to that. As always, the links are in the description if you guys are looking to find out more about my event, my coaching, my courses, all that stuff. It's there. We have our Discord link. You can get on my email list. You can check out the website. You got my YouTube channel, all that fun stuff. Let's get into it, right? The unknown reveals everything. What specifically am I referring to when I say that? Now, immediately what comes to mind, because of our new modern day, everybody's spiritual and everything is spiritual agenda, I'm sure people are going to be, oh man, he's going to talk about the stars or the cosmos or quantum physics or something like that. No, I'm not. Although we could be referring to that in regards to the unknown, because to a degree, what do we really know? All right. But before we open up that tantalizing conversation, when I say unknown, again, for the sake of this podcast, so you can extract as much value as possible from it, all I mean by the unknown specifically in this episode is things that have not been revealed to you that you're unaware of. As an example, right? When I got my real estate license 10 years ago, sales, entrepreneurship as a whole, right? All that stuff was an unknown to me 100%. Like 100%. You not knowing something, it's the unknown. You having not been somewhere is the unknown, even if you've seen videos online, right? That's what I'm referring to specifically when I say the unknown. Okay? So when I say the unknown reveals everything, what I'm telling you is behind that door, behind that question mark floating in your mind, that deep, dark abyss that just scares the shit out of you for whatever reason. And by the way, if you didn't know, we innately fear the unknown. Why? That's just the human condition. Classic example I always give people. Let's say I throw you into a field and I tell you, no, you're good. There's nothing here. There's no animals. I've canvassed the area. You have nothing to worry about. And then I leave you there alone. You're going to be scared, probably for at least a day or two, that first and second night, until you know for a fact all the noises that you hear isn't something like, you're going to be paranoid, basically. We innately fear the unknown, right? But everything is beyond that. Why? Well, think about potential flaws that you have, things that you need to do, particular things you need to accomplish. You won't know how far you are. You won't know what you need to work on. Those details will be revealed to you through this journey and that you embark into the unknown. You get what I'm saying? Like, me thinking about these subjects, it just clicks sometimes where it just condenses into one sentence. It's the unknown. That's literally what it is. It's not entrepreneurship. It's not sales, real estate license, this career, the music. And no, it's the unknown is what it is. It's the unknown. You think you know what something is, but it's not, right? It's the same thing when I teach somebody how to be more proficient at sales and we role play and we practice. I don't care how much we do that. That's not the real thing. That's not you out there live talking to people and having live conversations. No matter how much we drill, is it helpful? Sure. Is it going to develop you? Absolutely. But it's not a substitute for the real thing. The unknown, the question mark, is still the actual real activity. And we have to get this, right? Once this finally clicked for me, like on this logical level, not only from my statement, but also the understanding of it, I just went into hyperspeed because I knew, hey, all these things that make me nervous or I'm unsure about or the unknown, I'm diving headfirst into them because I know everything is there. The next step is revealed. What is good? What is not good? What needs to be done? Something I didn't even think about. All that shit is revealed in the unknown. So now I would ask you, take a look. Take a look at your life right now as you're listening to this. What things have been on your mind? Like for me, one thing I'm going to start doing is, and this has always been there, but I'm going to get into martial arts. Right? I've been doing boxing and I'm still going to do it. But I really have always kind of been interested also like in Kung Fu and Wing Chun. And I've already been looking at dojos and I'm going to go to one here in Miami and I'm going to start, right? That is the unknown for me right now. Have I seen movies? Have I had friends who have done all that stuff? Sure, but I haven't done it myself. And I'm going to do it and I want to do it. That's the unknown. right? And that's going to reveal the next thing and the next thing, just like originally was boxing and calisthenics and all this other stuff, right? But that's revealing to me what's next. Those initially were the unknown. Me moving across the country, you don't think that was a big fucking unknown? Absolutely. Best decision I've ever made. Doing better than ever, happier than I mean, everything has been positive. And then the next big move that needs to be made, spiritually, financially, emotionally, whatever it is, it's revealed to me. I'm not stuck at these places or in fear of the unknown, because that's really the kicker here, is the fear of the unknown, right? Again, this is how you handle something like this, right? Because we innately fear death and those kind of things because they're unknown. But how are you going to be able to rationalize something in your mind that you don't understand? Nobody can explain death. Everybody has their theories, right? If you're religious, you believe one thing, you go to heaven. Someone else is going to tell you, no, you do this, you reincarnate, right? There's a million different theories about what happens after death, but you don't know. I don't know. Nobody really knows. So what do? You learn to accept it. I don't fear death anymore and those types of things. I accept it as a part of this existence and it's going to happen. Therefore, there's no resistance towards it. And by me handling that, I'm simultaneously attacking this subject matter of being fearful of the unknown. Now I'm neutral with the unknown. I'm almost excited about it because I know what comes through the unknown. I've had nothing but positive experiences diving deep into the unknown and exploring it and swimming in it. That's what's helped me, because I know growth, development, what needs to be revealed to me, significant and important data that I need to gather is all in that area of the unknown, right? Now, we've talked a little bit about the fear of the unknown. Well, again, we don't know what it is, right? And it's not comfortable over there because you haven't assessed that area. When we are driving and we have the areas that we're going to, that we've been to, that are clearly marked on the map, there's no fear there because you have a guide. If we're going into uncharted territory, you have no idea where the next turn leads you. So, of course, we're going to have some fear and hesitation inside. That's totally normal. The point I'm making here with this last little piece is you need to accept that and stop resisting it. Because outside of the subjects that we've discussed, like when I brought up death, right? Handling that will not only have spillover into every area of your life, it allows you to operate at a level that most human beings are not going to be able to do. Because it's a touchy subject for a lot of people, death, right? It's inevitable. We all know it's going to come knocking on our door one day, right? And then we have people doing everything possible to get them away from it, right? In a negative way, like their thoughts are consumed by it. They freak out. And again, you have no control over it. Yeah, we can live a healthy lifestyle and all that, but hey, a meteor might come out of the sky tomorrow and hit me and I'm dead. I don't know. You see, but I've learned, this is the key, to let go. I may be curious and try to learn more about different theories about death. And again, I'm bringing up this example because it's very relevant to most people. And there's a lot of emotions and fear associated with it, right? But hey, I don't know. I can keep looking at it. It's interesting, but I've let go that irrational fear for it. Why? Whether I'm fearful or not, that doesn't change what's going to happen. But I know moving forward, my existence is a lot more pleasant if I'm not fearful of it. So I've learned to let go and say, hey, that's just a part of life. Just like birth is, in that same cycle comes death. Oh, well. No resistance. Now, that gives me more ease in every area of my life that includes unknown, because the fear and irrational emotional outburst around that subject with death, it's not death itself, it's the unknown. It's what happens after. There's all these question marks, but innately it's the unknown. That's the stem of the fear when it comes to death. So if we handle that and we start the process of handling that, it spills over into these other areas of life where we're doing something entrepreneurial. We're trying something new, right? You're going to go try a new food. It's the unknown. Of course, people are hesitant. I don't know what that is. It's fear of the unknown. It might taste bad. You might throw up. I mean, you don't know, right? So again, we can keep talking about this subject. I want to get away from just speaking about death, right? But it's a hot topic for most people, or it's not really talked about by most people. And it's something that's intimate in their own thought process that until people bring it up, they don't really realize how much it affects them or how much they actually have thought about it, right? So when you look at this unknown, so wait, what are some action steps that we can start taking now in order to reverse this feeling or this irrational fear or whatever you want to call it, right? Well, think about this. I'll ask you, generally speaking, those things that you fear, or what we consider the unknown, and it could be for the everyday human existence, doing something out of your regular routine, taking an action that you normally wouldn't take, right? How much of that, aka the unknown, are you actively inserting into your existence on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, quarterly basis, right? Because that is you now flirting and locking horns with the unknown. This is why introducing new activities and rituals, right? Going out and talking to strangers, picking up the books, signing up for coaching, all this other stuff, right? If we're going to focus like business and entrepreneurial and personal development, this is one of the reasons that taking those actions actually helps you much more than you think it does, because it tackles this. All those things are unknown for most people. I didn't start picking up a book by my own volition and my own okay, my own will, like, okay, I'm going to purchase a book and read to educate. I didn't start doing that, believe it or not, until I started doing stuff on social media at age 27, almost 10 years ago now, y'all. I hated reading. I was like, oh, it's school, it's boring. I never did that in 27 years of existence. Fucking sad, because now I'm like, damn, look what I've done in 9 or 10 years. Imagine if I had started when I was a kid. Fuck. Maybe I'd be floating in the air by now, right? I think about that sometimes, but hey, I'm not going to dwell on that shit. That's out of my control. Right? But man, opening that door to doing all these new things that were, again, the question mark, the unknown for me, completely transformed my life, and it continues to do it. Which is why I keep doing this is where you hear, oh, doing things outside of your comfort zone. Well, what is that? It's a simplified version of this in a way. Not totally, but in a way. Because again, that is the fear of the unknown, which is an irrational fear, which we've discussed. Again, but you can't rationalize it. You can let it go, but we can't argue about it and have a debate about it. It's just part of the human condition. Let it go, right? By you trying to philosophize it, that's what causes people to get stuck in it. Because now you're trying to solve a problem that you can't solve. That's the easiest way to drive somebody crazy. Ask them a question they can't answer, give them a problem that they cannot solve. And watch how quickly the most powerful thing for the human being, the mind and our intellect, just destroys them. Why do you think I always tell people, hey, if you had a breakup in a relationship and you were never given closure, in quotes, or given clarity, the worst thing you can do is kill yourself trying to figure out why it ended if you never got an answer from the person. It's a wasted effort, wishful thinking, and then you'll just literally drive yourself crazy. And how many of you listening know people who still to this day are carrying the weight of a broken friendship or relationship that they can't figure out because suddenly it ended, and they're trying to rationalize it and come to terms, and for years and years and years it affects them? Well, they're stuck in a cycle that they're not going to get out of until they figure it out. Let it go. Emotionally, it still sucks, but the moment you let it go and you stop trying to, again, rationalize it and philosophize it, it takes its grip away from you and it's gone like that. So now the action steps that we continue to give. That's why we have to be constantly involved with things that, in quotes, get us out of our comfort zone. What if something you've been hiding behind, you actually end up trying or doing, and it ends up being tremendous for you? Like for me, it was self-education and reading. I fucking love it. I spend at least 2, 3, 4 hours a day reading and learning. And I'm thinking, man, I should have started this shit a long time ago, but I truly enjoy it. Had I never taken that step, man, I don't even know where I would be right now. I remember being told back in the day, oh, spending time with nobody, being alone is bad. You're a loser. You're a loner. And I remember in school wanting to always be a part of the cool kids or the cliques. When now I'm realizing, man, spending time by yourself is amazing if you do it right and you read and it's by choice. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't make you a loser. It makes you a fucking monster, if anything. Most people go crazy being by themselves. What's the number one punishment on this planet for prisoners? Solitary confinement. Now, I'm not saying I would willingly want to do that for a long time, but I know if I went in there between my meditation practices, journaling, reading, I wouldn't come out of there insane if you left me there. Maybe for a whole lifetime. I don't know if I'm that strong, but you get what I'm saying. What is the number one punishment for the average human being? For me would be like an opportunity for more enlightenment. Shit. Right? You see how we flip these things? But that's what it is. Right? You don't know what's behind the unknown for you. You have no idea. That's why you have to do these things, because the potential of breakthroughs, positivity, major impact on your life is just literally limitless. right? That's one of the reasons, by the way, my second tier of coaching, I named Limitless. People have no idea when you start really diving deeper into these topics and unlocking this part of the human being, the amount of potential you can tap into is just incredible. It's incredible. You can't really put it in words. And people get so stuck on the most basic things like, oh, I'm scared to go talk to somebody. Like, dude, you don't know what's way beyond that, right? All you see is you knocking on the door. You don't see what happens years from now because you knocked on the door, who you become, what happens with that person, how your business grows, what happens along the way. Like, you're missing all of that because you're afraid and nervous to knock on the door. Like, dude, knock on it, please. For the sake of your future, please do it. Whatever it is. I love playing in the unknown now, man. And it will just flip the script. Your discomfort will become your comfort. So now everybody's outside of their comfort zone activities now become your comfort zone, and you flip the polarity on that dynamic. It's incredible. That's where I'm at now. If I do what everybody else does, that's uncomfortable for me. I'm good with that. So I took this dynamic, flipped it on its head, and now I'm using it to my benefit. One of the other reasons you develop is you start cheating and getting cheat codes like this. I flipped that dynamic. So if you didn't understand what I just said, right, there's a polarity eventually that flips. For a lot of people, the regular mundane existence is comfortable, and doing things in quotes outside of the comfort zone is difficult. Now, I've been doing that so much, pushing that comfort zone and living outside of it, that dynamic I flipped. Now what is uncomfortable or extreme for the average person, for me, is everyday life. And doing what they do now, sitting on the couch, Netflix, all that other stuff, to me is extremely uncomfortable. So now I took that mechanism that is a prison for most people's minds and existence, and I flipped it. And now it's a tool of my liberation as a human being. Talk about fucking limitless, right? This is the beauty in subjects like this. What traps the average human being is a tool of my liberation. Pretty cool. Sounds cool, but in practice, even cooler. Because now I can operate at a level that other people can't and do things that leaves them in awe, which to me are normal things now. Again, not special, doesn't require talent. It just requires doing things properly and following the proper blueprint and plan, right? So me now getting to the point now where I have hundreds and hundreds of students, I have my team nationwide, people in real estate. Like, it's been cool to see me handing these things down to my closest team members and students and being like, dude, seeing your growth has been incredible, because what took me 10 years to figure out, I helped you figure it out in 2 or 3. Isn't that cool? The time compression aspect of it, when you're like in a true student to teacher mentorship, kind of relationship like that. I mean, it's incredible. And I never thought back in the day teaching people would bring, pleasantries in my life or fulfillment, but now it really does. It's one of the top things, which is why I love growing out my organizations even more, as I can spend more time lecturing and teaching to my students and my team and that kind of stuff. It's incredible. Like today, before shooting this podcast, between coaching and, my real estate stuff and my team, I mean, I've been on Zoom and training for at least 2.5, 3 hours today, right? And these are little 20, 30-minute podcasts that we do. This is just the icing on the cake. But you have no idea what's beyond, what is in the unknown. So let's wrap this up. The key must be eventually that your emotional reaction and your visual of unknown, it being scary and, oh my God, I want to get away from it, needs to flip and become excitement and you sprinting towards it. If you can effectively do that through your existence, or at the very least chip at that and work at it every day, at the finish line, whenever that is for you in this existence, you're going to have a smile on your face, be a lot more fulfilled, and set your eyes to rest for final time, right? For that final time, satisfied and fulfilled with your existence on this planet, and you'll be sleeping your eternal slumber in peace. That I can guarantee you, because every day that goes by, I feel better and better, and know that when I reach my finish line, it's going to be like that, and it's going to be incredible. Okay. So we'll wrap it up here. I appreciate all your support. Again, we have all the links in the description. You guys want to check out the coaching, the courses, check it out. Submit an application for my team if you want to see the requirements, the Discord, all that fun stuff is in the description here. Instagram, link in the bio, Facebook, YouTube, you can find it. Shout out to all the support here for Supreme Being. I appreciate you guys watching. Leave me a 5-star review on iTunes or somewhere else if you haven't already. I would really, really appreciate it, and it helps push these episodes more to the public. Okay, thank you. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace.